Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everybody, good afternoon. My name is Sophie Arfianti Dwi Lestari. I'm standing in front of you. I want to give you information about the education. What is education? So, education is one of the many pillars important in our life. From the education, we have big opportunity to change our life be better than now. From the education, we can talk about the long process because from the education, we can talk about the long process from the born until die. We can always to teach, we can always to learn, and we can always to study about the something. So the name is education. And then from the education we have a lot of benefits, such as we have good salary because from the education we can have good job, and then from the education we can have good social status in our environment. And then commonly education in our country divided into two. Number one is a formal education and number two is an informal education. Formal education, I believe in every person in our country ever through about the formal education, from elementary school to university or to senior high school. The name is a formal education. And the number two is an informal education. Informal education is a second choice. If you wanna additional your education, you can choose about the for informal education. Informal education such as training course. This is the name is informal education. And the next point is problems. We know education in our country is very low if we compare with the Malaysia, if we compare with the Singapore, and if we compare with the other country in the world. So what the problems education in our society? Why education in our society is a very low grade? And number one is a teacher. Quality teachers in our society is a very low. Why I say like that? Because I think after senior high school, if we wanna continue college, we must choose about the major. And I think teacher graduate from the university. Before graduate from the university, teachers don't really aware and they don't really understand about the teachers, about the how to teach, about the how to teach a student, about how to give information with the student. I think teachers just forced by parents, just forced by family, then forced by environment to choose about the major teacher in the university. So no matter what, quality teacher in our society is a very in our country is very low. The next point is a distribution. We know we have the lot of area. We have the lot of area from Sabang to Merauke. So I think we have a lot of rural areas. So if we compare about the distribution teacher with the between city and rural area is make so differently. So distribution teacher in our society in our country is very different. And then the teachers just make population in the city, not think about the rural area. So no matter what, rural area lack of but the teachers. And the next point is the government. Number one is a regulation from the government. We know about the curriculum 2013, and the next year 2014 we can change curriculum again. And I think every year we have new regulations. So I think the government don't focus about the goal from the education, from the education. So no matter what, education in our country cannot control, and education in our country just stagnant in the one level than the other country in the world. And the next point is facilities. I think we have the 20% from the national budget to education, but why rural area have lack of facilities? Not just about the Wi-Fi, not just about the data. We just say about the books. I think if we compare with city, between city and rural area, we can find is unequal, unbalanced about the facilities such as books. And the next point is environment. Environment just appreciate from the result, not from the process. No matter what, student wanna to see that if they examination. So I think this is environment unaware if an environment have responsibility, same as government, same as teacher to teach students. And the next point is as students. Student, if we compare student, our society, and if we compare student in the Japan country, we can have the very different from the discipline from student in our country don't have to feel struggle and don't have to power to struggle to get dream to get their dream, and that students in our country don't have discipline. So no matter what, we can say about the country like an easygoing country. And the next point is the best education of the best education in our country. So if I have authority to give suggestions from the government, if I have authority to wanna give suggestions from the new Ministry of Education, Mr. Nadiem Karim, I can give about the fashion. I think we must change our system in our system education in our country like the fashion. And I think not all people, not all students wanna to teach, wanna to learn, wanna to study all lessons. So I think we must focus about the growth. We must focus about the developing fashion of by student by student. So so from now on, we must follow about the fashion. From the fashion, I guess is more effective than if we must to learn about the all lesson one time. And the next point is I change how do to why do. I think we live in the industrial revolution 4.0, and we live in the sophisticated technology. We must to compare and we must to aware about the challenge in the future. So I think we must remake the education now from the change how do to make something to why do we make something, and from the why do we can make the student to curious about the something. If student feel about the curious about the something, I believe in student can really wanna to get knowledge and to really wanna to understand about the something. The next point is reduce subject lesson. I think nowadays we must reduce subject lesson because I think we have maybe until 14 subject lesson one day. So I think it's very impossible to understand all the lessons. So nowadays we must reduce about the subject lesson and we must focus about the fashion student one by one. The next point is focus build character. Don't focus about the result. Don't focus about the future. Don't focus about your activity, but we must focus about the build character. I think if we succeed to build character student in our society, I believe in our country can be developed country like the Japan, like the Singapore, like the USA, like the Europa country, a Europe country. And the next point is a long time and lot of lesson and equal result. So long time in the school and learn about a lot of lesson unequal about the result. So I think we must reduce about that. If we wanna have the good result, we must rechange. We must reduce about the long time in the hours in the school, and we must reduce about the lot of lesson in the school. So I think nowadays we must think about the obstacle, about the challenging in the future, and we must prepare about it. If we just like education now, we don't make the chance with the education now. I believe in our country, our student, and our new generation don't have capability to face about the challenges in the future. So thank you very much for your attention and thank you very much for your watching. See you next time.